Hey guys, welcome back to the Cold Classic Kids show. And it seems as though David Jaffe just wants to ignore reality. Ignore the dictionary. Ignore the fact that maybe, just maybe, he's the one that's being a complete total clown. He's the one that's really being disrespectful intentionally. This isn't a first for him, mind you. David Jaffe's infamous for acting the way he's choosing to act right now. But if you didn't check out my last video, and I suggest that you do as a little bit of a channel update, I was saying I'm taking a stand. All right, I'm going to go hard in the paint because it seems as though there is a lot of vitriol towards YouTubers that happen to be very critical of the entertainment space as we know it. And if you try and force people to not make the content that they want to make, I mean, we have nothing if we don't have the freedom to make the content that we want to make. You don't have to like it. Nobody's asking you to like it. But to attack YouTubers just because you don't happen to like what they say or what they're commenting on, that's just too bad. And David Jaffe here has definitely been going hard in the paint. Dude has a garbage-ass YouTube channel. It seems to be only livened up, has a pulse because he happens to talk shit about other YouTubers out here that he happens to disagree with. So, not only do we have to talk about David Jaffe again, but we have to actually go to the basics. And by basics, I mean the dictionary. Because this is how ignorant David Jaffe is choosing to be. And we have to go over it. Because apparently, he's going further down the rabbit hole. He doesn't want to actually, reassess himself. Come to any conclusions that maybe he did something wrong. He doesn't want to do any of that. He's just going to double down and ignore every fundamental perspective of reality in order to double down. So without further ado, let's just jump right into it. So guys, this is from David Jaffe. My thoughts on these content creators. And this one's an interesting video, mind you. Just so you guys can take a little bit of a look at the video itself. Look at the YouTubers on the thumbnail. Interesting. We have obviously a Hypno who destroyed David Jaffe in a live stream just the other night. And also Kata took a few good shots at him too. Stuttering Craig, Vara, Asmongold, and I believe Melanie Mack in the background. Now, I think that this is a really strange group of individuals. It's very weird that he would bring up essentially all of these YouTubers to get together, especially Ono as Alex. Like, what is the point of lumping him together with all of these guys? It's just very strange. And to me, Asmongold's also a strange one too. But I guess, to get them extra clicks, Asmongold's face on a thumbnail probably would produce that. And it wouldn't surprise me because that would be the case because David Jaffe is just that fucking pathetic. We do have my thoughts on these content creators from David Jaffe. And let's, unfortunately, have to dissect this pile of dog shit.
No, I did not see the Side Scrollers podcast. Here's what I'll tell you. Vara Dark and I clearly don't really vibe with each other. She doesn't like me. Shit. I said some mean things about her. They were not misogynistic, but they were mean. They were intentionally mean. But whatever.
That is crazy. That is crazy. That's like, yeah, I admit I'm being a piece of shit, but I totally wasn't misogynistic. I promise my liberal overlords don't cancel me.
Ever. And I don't know Asmongold to save my life, but it sounds like he may not be a fan of mine either. But Side Scrollers, or at least Stuttering.
Nobody's going to be a fan of you for very long if you continue to conduct yourself like a complete total clown that is completely irrational, delusional. The list goes on and on.
Craig, that guy, I have massive issues with. I cannot, I'm not even going to watch him to hate watch him. So no, I did not see it. I did not see it. I was not sexist to Vara. Stop the clowns. I was not. I was mean to her. Trust me, because I was worried because I knew people would think I was.
So maybe if you thought people would think that you were, maybe you were. It's crazy how people can rationalize insane thoughts in their head, knowing what they're doing intentionally. It's crazy.
But I was like, this is not, I know people will think this is sexist or misogynistic, but it's really not. And I was checking with women. I'm like, hey, watch this for me, because maybe I'm wrong, because I can be wrong. Everybody's got a blind spot. I would hate to think I actually...
Did you really bring this up to women? Did you, though? Did you bring this up to, I don't know, family directly. I feel like that's complete total horseshit. I feel like that is. And the fact that here's the thing, man. If you have to bring up your content to other people in order to get the green light, like, oh, this is okay, this is acceptable, you're already compromised. You're completely already totally compromised on this. Like you said what you wanted to say. And the fact that you were concerned that the perception would be bad or in a way that you can't come back from because it'd be so ironic that you chose to go down that route is you should have just maybe not have made the video. What's crazy is this wasn't even a live stream. Like, this is just him making that video, and he had every opportunity in the world to be like, yeah, maybe I shouldn't go with this. And there's been a couple videos where honestly, I definitely thought I was going to drop them, and I was like, you know what? Let me let this one go. That's happened like once or twice. But the fact that he had all this time to think about what he was doing, it wasn't a live stream. All right, it was him choosing to make this video and then choosing to upload. Yo, wild behavior that he had to actually think about this that much and then chose to run with it.
Actually would say something sexist or misogynistic, but in this case, I was like, I don't think it is. But again, I could still be wrong. Educate me if I am. But my understanding of misogyny, yeah, so like the Popo says you implied that she only has a channel and audience because of her hair and her looks and because she's a woman. That's not sexist. That's not misogynistic. That's me being mean to her and saying the only thing, in my opinion, based on what I've seen of hers, that allows her to be able to do what she does is she is an attractive or semi-attractive woman talking to a bunch of nerds. Is it mean? Oh, yeah. Is it cruel? Of course. I mean, she was similarly in both of her previous clips the same to me. And yes, it dealt with her being a woman, but that wasn't me talking about women and like, oh, women can only do this job if.
So it's you addressing
a
woman.
Trust women. No one can look at my channel and suggest that that's my history or that's the way I feel or any of my actions or anything. So it sounds more like what you're saying is you don't like it when someone swings back at a woman metaphorically.
No. I don't like it when you choose not to own up to that shit. Stop being a pussy. Just own up to it. You made a sexist comment. Absolutely. No one here even needs to like have a discussion on whether it was sexist or not. Absolutely it was. To just completely disregard all of Vara's hard work for 5-6 years, whatever have you, and just attribute everything that she has earned to just the fact that she has a vagina and the fact that she's a pretty woman. That's obviously, we know what you were trying to do. So obviously, it's fairly clear to see that it was obviously sexist. Now, misogyny. Since Homeboy doesn't understand what words mean, or he just disregards definitions of words. Misogyny. Mind you, I couldn't even spell misogyny. Oh my god. But dislike of, contempt for, or ingrained prejudice against women. All right, so let's define contempt, prejudice. Because, maybe those words are also hard for him. So contempt, the feeling that a person or a thing is beneath consideration, which clearly he was doing. Maybe you should have considered that. Maybe Vara worked really hard to get where she is in YouTube. Maybe you should have considered that. Worthless or deserving scorn. Now, deserving scorn isn't a thing necessarily in this situation. Worthlessness, I mean, clearly chose to actually demean Vara in terms of her intelligence. You clearly thought that her level of intelligence was worthless and that she doesn't belong in the same room with you. But let's also define prejudice, because we have to go there too. And preconceived opinion that is not based on reason or actual experience. Dislike, hostility, or just behavior derived from unfounded opinions. Interesting. Sounds like you got some prejudice there, buddy boy. It really sounds like you do. And the fact that we have to actually define words is fucking pathetic. Stop being a bitch. You made a misogynistic comment. I make them all the time. Apparently, I was told once to have internal misogyny. that was hilarious. I loved that one. I'm internally misogynistic towards a lot of women. Not all women, because there are a lot of women that actually exceed general expectations in regards to how I perceive them. And shout out to them, man. You're a highlight of your gender. But there's not many women that I think are actually there. Just saying, bro. But to continue on, because clearly you just have preconceived notions about Vara just based upon her looks. Let's continue.
I would only hit a woman if she was huge and bigger than me, and she was attacking me. But metaphorically, I'll hit one all day because what do I care? It's the same thing. We're both equal at that point. Right. Okay. So, if you said that about Laura Fryer, what you said about Vara Dark, that would be misogynistic because she has experience and insight. Right. Or if I said that about Alana Pierce, what I would say about Alana Pierce
you're discussing your preconceived notion. That's hilarious. You made a preconceived notion about Vara Dark.
Is Alana Pierce has a leg up in the content creation space talking to nerds because she is very attractive as just a visual attractive woman. But she's also talented, experienced, she edits well, she writes well, and she's got interesting insight into the business, both as a voice actress, as a writer now in the business, and as a journalist who worked at IGN. That's just a description of that particular woman. Now, you could argue that Vara Dark has a lot more going for her.
Nobody even has to argue this. Like, this is not even a discussion. Like, he's saying that a definition of a word is entirely based on his own personal opinion. How much of a narcissistic cunt do you have to be? How much of a narcissistic garbage human do you have to be, bro? It is so, bro. Jaffe deserves no respect. No respect. He deserves all the smoke, and I don't care. I'm giving it to him. You can get all the smoke, brother.
Her looks. And I'm sure some of you think she does, and that's fine. And I made it clear to say, in my opinion, based on what she said about me. I don't watch her content.
Nobody gives a fuck about your opinion. What you said is, by textbook definition, misogynistic, asshole.
She may be excellent. But based on what she said about me, and frankly, based on, if you go to her page, I mean, most of her shit is just mean-spirited, ha-ha, fuck liberal tears, blah, blah, blah. So forgive me, if you can't point to me...
So everything was just excuse making? Like, in terms of, hi, I'm trying to make irrational excuses sound rational. But now this is the real reason why he feels as though he has all the right to be misogynistic. Oh, because she hurt my feelings and she's just a bad person with the type of content that she makes. Oh my God.
And show a history of anything like misogyny, sexism, cruelty, homophobia, racism. It's just not in my wheelhouse. It doesn't exist.
Clearly
I have blind spots like everyone else, and I might say something.
His blind spots are enormous. Like, they're as big as when he steps on the fucking scale, brother.
That's like, oh shit, I didn't realize that. But for the most part, you won't. But you go to her channel, just look at her videos. Everything's negative. Everything's about the woke mind virus. For the most part, there's nothing on, and forget her talking about me, it's all about stirring up the base of people who hate and feel like victims of the left. And that's fine. It's a valid business model. She does really well. But don't come at me because I'm calling her out for it. She goes to a lot of angry men who feel like victims and feel like they're not being heard.
But you're feeling like a victim right now. That's the hilarious thing. He's trying to gauge himself as the victim in the situation, and that his choice wording is justified because, well, he thinks that Vara is a bad person because he doesn't like her content. This is amazing. This justification for being trash. Bro, I would respect you more if you just stop being a bitch and own up to it. Just stop it. Just stop it, bro. Like, it makes you look like beneath what a man should be. Just own up to it. I wouldn't be making up. I wouldn't be making this video if you just owned that shit like a badge of honor.
And she happens to be really attractive. Or you know what I'm not going to say? I'm not going to. She's an attractive woman. I like redheads. She's attractive. She's young enough to be my kid. I don't want to date her. I'm not being creepy, but I can look at someone objectively and go, oh, that's an attractive woman. And, sorry. But that's not sexist. It's not misogynistic. You think they don't bring in, attractive people in movies who may not be the best actors just because they're attractive? Sure. Of course they do. She's too old for Pete Turtle. Dano Jen.
I wish they did that in video games these days, bro. I mean, not necessarily the casting, because they cast nice-looking people to play these characters, but they make the characters look ugly. So I wish video games would, make these characters look pretty. Or the dudes look handsome and masculine. In Western video games. Eastern video games don't really have this problem.
Vanessa says, your looks have nothing to do with this milestone of 49 months being a member. Thank you, buddy, you son of a bitch. Have a good one. Good night. Hey, I know what side my bread's buttered on. I had this guy in the chat the other day, Courtney Williams. And people were like, why are you flirting with Courtney? I'm like, I'm not. I can just recognize a good-looking man. I'm like, I'd love to be a good-looking dude. I'm not. I get it. On my best night, I'm competing with Danny DeVito for the ladies left over at the bar. Shut up. That's not nice. The point is that I get it. I'd play to that strength if I could. Hell, there's this one guy who hates me. He won't put his shirt back on. He wants everybody to know he works out. He's always streaming without his fucking shirt on.
What's crazy is he pointed out that Vara's gotten by based on things that he doesn't think are worthy. And then he's trying to justify it like it's completely okay. And then why'd you bring it up? You should have just shut the fuck up. I mean, let's insert fucking the Rock meme. Shut up, bitch. Let's insert that meme. Even though, especially since someone took it very seriously, I'm just saying, brother. But that's a whole other story. Anyway.
And I'm not talking about Review Tech USA. That's a bit. This guy literally, part of his set is there's no shirts within 20 yards of my camera when I stream. I don't know what his name is. I think it's Alex. Oh no, it's Alex. Like, dude, put a fucking shirt on. It's getting weird.
Whoa. Hold on. You're going at Alex now? What are we doing? You're going at Alex for him showing off them pepperonis, bro? What the hell? And in the most, waste of time way possible? This dude is so judgmental over other people's content. It's like, maybe you should mind your fucking business. It's not like your content is necessarily all that in a bag of chips, for you to be talking. What is this? The content police? It's so pathetic, bro. It's so pathetic. For me, I'm not here to talk about other people's content. I'm here to talk about people's BS and their irrational ways of thinking and their lies. And to actually discuss what people are saying, not necessarily trying to silence them. Matter of fact, I love when they talk more. That just means more content. If they run their mouth and say dumb stuff, yeah, that means more content. Love it. I never want to silence people. Please speak more. Please feel inclined to say more.
But hey, if I had his body, I'd probably do the same fucking thing. 1 minute says, I just realized you're
complaining.
Hated by the right wing and the liberals. You're doing great, Jaffe. Fine with me, man. Fine with me. What do you want from me? I try to be nice to everybody. I like people. I really do. I think I like people. They're good eggs. Even the ones that call me an idiot. I don't care.
What's crazy is Jaffe is such a horrendous person in terms of personality traits. I don't know how even his own family can stand him. But hey, man, you love people. You can't choose your family at the end of the day, right? But I'd have to wonder, because he's such an insufferable human being, and he claims that he tries to be nice to everybody. I have to wonder how he is when he isn't trying. I have to wonder. That's wild.
We're all just trying to get by. Seriously. X Vault Salt. Jaffe, why are you so concerned about why Hypnotic makes so much money? I'm not. I didn't know who he was until yesterday.
You can't call someone a grifter and not be concerned about their money. All right, bro. You can't sit there and call someone a grifter. Bro, you can't do that. It's over with, brother. Like, you can't be any more disingenuous. It's like you want to say all these things, but the obvious like things that would have to be accepted that you also care about, you just want to denounce those. Like, I'm going to make misogynistic comments, but I'm not misogynistic. I'm going to be concerned with someone's money because of what they're saying earns them money, but I'm not concerned about their money. You can't, it's not Burger King, motherfucker. I think you would, of all people, would know the difference, judging by how you look. I think you would know the difference of what is Burger King and what's not. You can't have it your way, bro. Words have meanings. You can't just ignore that shit.
I don't plan on ever crossing paths with him again. He's not on my radar. I did think it was interesting. I'm always curious why. The one thing that I took away from that Hypnotic conversation was the people who don't put themselves on camera. And I'm not judging. Maybe they have a job and they're going to say some.
But you are. Once again, words have meaning. Like, you can't go on to just judge and then be like, I'm not judging or anything. Yo, this dude just entirely just fuck words. Who cares? It's just he just wants to act like his ass is squeaky clean, despite him essentially just shitting out of his mouth.
Salty shit, or maybe they feel insecure about the way they look, or maybe they're famous. Maybe it's like, dude, you're the guy who does the news. I don't fucking know. But I would tell you that it's always weird when people are just like hiding behind an alias. Just, who are you? You know, why do you need to do that? But that doesn't negate whatever his points are. If they're valid points,
then why, if you think that that someone not posting their face, revealing, their identity, if you think that's weird and you just think that's, I guess, low is what you're implying, why even bother? Why even take them seriously? Like, clearly you're in it for the attention, it seems like, for the grift. It just seems like how you are positioning your channel is only for views. Like, to me, I don't see it any other way. Like, we just studied your channel, and the only reason why your channel is not completely entirely on life support right now like it has been is because you're talking about YouTubers that you disagree with that happen to actually be more successful than you. He's not going to talk about me.
They're valid points. But my point is that's all I've thought about as it relates to Hypnotic. But P Turtle's the same. Stoner Joe. P Turtle's exactly the same. I'm like, dude, you tell me you're this alpha masculine guy. You're good looking. The ladies all come running. Well, show me. You spoke about it.
And look, man, these are such non-issues. It's such a non-issue. Either address the person based on what they're saying, or shut the fuck up. If you think Hypnotic's not worth addressing because he doesn't have like an on-camera identity that you can, that you can see for yourself, don't address him. Because this is all just one waste of time. You're trying to essentially demean his words. You're essentially trying to act as though he's not even worth discussing, but you want to discuss him anyway. You're trying to demean his words and their value just because, well, you're calling him a grifter, which means that you're saying his words don't have value because they're lies strictly for money. And now you're also using the same tactic in a sense of demeaning Hypnotic's words by saying, well, he's hiding behind an alias. So either address him as though his words mean something and you have to, or just shut the fuck up. Really that simple.
2 guests on your last stream. Well, yeah, because that was the stream he was on, but I haven't thought about it since. I don't even know what you're talking about. I don't really remember the conversation other than going, I didn't think he was... It's wrong to say I don't think he was... You know what? I'm not going to say anything because all it's going to do is... Look, He should go with God, have a good life. He doesn't like me. He thinks I'm a piece of shit.
I mean,
And
you
that's
are.
totally fine. He thinks I abuse my kids. He thinks I'm a bad dad. And no matter what I said to him, no matter what I said to Stuttering Craig, no matter what I would say to Melanie Mack, which I talked to her as well, you know, they're not, it doesn't matter when you discuss it in good faith. That's not what they're about. And so what's the point, right?
I mean, at the end of the day, you just shouldn't talk about your family because this is what happens. David Jaffe's literally upset that he put himself out there by putting his family out there and by discussing the fact that apparently one of his children are transgender. And he thinks that people aren't going to talk about that. Like, you gave... This is why you should just shut up. Maybe there's a reason why Hypnotic does what he does. I don't know, just saying, bro. Clearly, you seem to be dealing with the repercussions of doing the opposite of what he's doing. So that's funny too, but it's just hilarious how David Jaffe continues to make excuses and weasel his way around words and their definitions at this point. Just admit that you were misogynistic, bro. It's okay. Like, what? Your liberal overlords are gonna take your, liberal card away? Come on, bro. We know that it's all fake. We know that all this, like, calling people misogynist, racist, homophobic, all that stuff is just a label to throw on people as a power play to diminish their influence and you can gain more influence. That's it. That's all power play. You don't actually care about people. Stop pretending that you do. Liberals don't care about people. It's so obvious, man. The people that claim that they care the most don't. That's just what it is. That's just what it is. And to sit here and continue the facade when clearly mask off, we know it. We know how you are as a person. It's just pathetic. But yeah, guys, it's just hilarious that he threw a little comment at Alex and felt the need to have to throw his, his face on the thumbnail. Same with Asmongold. Did he even mention Melanie Mack? I wonder why he kind of hid her in the thumbnail behind someone else. But yeah, this was pathetic. You're a pathetic person. It is what it is. But yeah, guys, let me know what you think about this in the comment section down below. If you can, like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Follow me over on Twitter at Mario Kart if you want to continue the conversation. Consider becoming a channel member. Gets you instant access to the Discord. Gets you really awesome emotes for the Thursday night live stream, which is an awesome extravaganza of me entertaining you guys and you guys calling me a furry and making fun of me. So there's that. But yeah, guys, with that being said, I'm out. Peace.